All right, so now we just checked this colony here. Now we're gonna go and check this one right here. So I don't have a great place to put the camera on this one, so I'm gonna pop it open. We'll just do a quick check and then I'll show you once I find something worth looking at. All right, so I'm just breaking into the second box of this other colony, but one thing I noticed in that last colony is they weren't drawing any of the foundation frames I put in there. That's not a good thing when it comes to them being queen right. Well, this one has already started to draw. This is the first frame I pulled out. So this one's already started to draw a comb on this one side here. If you take a peek, you can see all this has been drawn out. They're working down here. I always take that as a very good sign. 9 times out of 10, when I see that, I'm gonna see a queen that's in there laying already. So you'll watch probably one of these first 2 frames will have brood in it. Also, the demeanor. I did have one bee fly out, but I've been waving my hand over the top like this, you know, and there's none flying out at me. So this one has a queen, but that queen, something's not right with her maybe, or she's just not laying yet. So I'm gonna give her 1 more week. If she does not start laying in a week, she's coming out. I don't care how beautiful she looks. We don't have time to play right now. So, all right. So I see eggs in the cells. I don't have good light right now, but it sure looks pretty good that I have eggs. So I'm gonna walk over here into the light and make sure. All right, so I definitely have eggs on that frame. Not a lot. That whole frame has not been laid up, but there's definitely eggs on the frame. The demeanor of the bees is very calm. I love that. This colony is from a queen that I kind of designated a breeder earlier for the year, just because of how well they built up and how fast they built up. So I actually decided that's one of the other queens I'm keeping alive this year for an extra year. Even though if I have any extra young queens, I'll replace her. So, oh, there's my queen right here, and she's got this whole frame laid up. And you can take a peek right here and see her. She's right here. Okay, see her? That's the new queen. And she looks nice. Looks a lot like her mama. See if I can get you a better look here. Right down here. Okay. So she's got this whole frame laid up here. No cap larva, but she's in here and she's laying. Both sides are laid up, so that's fantastic. And I'll just pull one more frame for the fun of it, and then we'll button it up. But yeah, you can see you notice the demeanor. Okay, I just had one fly up on my hand, but you know, it's fantastic. Now I do notice though, if you start getting in here messing with them, they're gonna get a little flighty. It seems like there's a little bit of robbing maybe going on, and so that's a nice pollen frame right there. Okay, so she hasn't quite laid this one up yet. So once she lays these 3 frames up here, I will checkerboard in the foundation frames if they don't start getting drawn out faster. But I think we're gonna get some frames drawn pretty quick here. So, all right, I'm just gonna button these guys up, and then we're gonna get to the next colony. All right, so right now we have checked on 3 of our OTS splits, and we found a queen laying in 2 of them, and we found a 3rd one without any eggs, but there was a queen in there. So she could just be late. We're gonna give her another week, but by then that's gonna be about 35, maybe 35 to 38 days. And the way they're acting, I'm not really excited about. But if I come in here next weekend, or maybe next Friday or Saturday, in a week from now, and they're acting a lot differently, and I see that the queen is laying and they're bringing pollen in, I think I'll be okay and we'll let it go. But if I don't see anything by then, I'll probably end up pinching that queen. I've got a couple backup queens that I can employ in this colony. We don't want to wait too much longer because we're already well into well, we're in the start of August here, and we need to get that August buildup. Okay, so we're gonna open up this colony, and still have this hornet patrol in the area right now. You know, that doesn't help the bees' demeanor either if the hornets are trying to get in and terrorize the... Thank God I only see one at a time, but... So anyway, I'm definitely 2 for 3, and that third one is pending, so I'm not gonna count that right now. So I've got 2 of 3 queens laying and another queen visible. And so I'm not quite sure how to handle counting that one right now. We'll have to come back in a week and make the final determination on that one. But so far, this colony, I noticed the other day, was bringing in a ton of pollen. They have to have a queen. Then I'd also mention that their demeanor is really nice right now. I mean, there's just no excitement in them. Again, I'm pulling that middle box, and I'm checking. There's nothing going on that frame. Now there's a couple eggs, actually. I don't know if this one was just drawn out, but there's also some drone brood on here. I'm not really sure if I extracted a frame that had drone brood on it. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, there's a couple eggs in there. It'd be very hard for you to see those. So let me see if I can get a little something better. But I definitely see eggs. Okay, well, looky here. All right. That's good news. We have capped brood. Very nicely capped brood on that side. There. Very nice frame of capped brood. And another nice frame of capped brood on this side. So that looks great. This queen must have been laying for a while thus far. And so that's good. Really good news for that. And I'll just pull another frame or two. I mean, if I can get eyes on the queen, that's fantastic. Next time I come in here, I'll try to mark them, but I'm not gonna sweat that too much. This next frame is another comb or foundation frame that they are starting to draw. And actually there's eggs. I can see eggs where they've drawn the comb. So as they're drawing, she's laying. That's good. Really good sign. So I almost expect to find the queen here on the next frame or two. But she's been laying for a while. She could already be in that next box down or laying in the bottom. We'll see here. Yep, she got this whole frame laid up here. And they're capping it already. And they're drawing this frame out, as you can see, and she's laying in it as fast as they can draw it. So just gonna give a quick look for the queen. She got every cell laid up though. That's great. That's good. That's what we want to see. And now the next one. And this is a pollen frame. Loaded with pollen on that side. And same thing on this side. Just a loaded pollen frame, which is good because they need that to raise their young. So we're gonna go ahead and button this up. I didn't get a chance to see the beautiful queen, but she's in here, she's laying, she's doing a good job so far, and I'm excited about that. We're gonna button her back up, get on to the next one now. All right, so now we're gonna break into this last box on this rack here. And I got a hornet flying around me, and I am gonna kill that sucker if I get the chance. So you may get to see me get stung by a hornet. Not sure how well a hornet can get through one of these jackets, but I bet you they can. A honeybee can. So, all right, so we're gonna give them a little smoke, just a little bit smoke. Pull this box here, the top box, go right to the second box in. So for those of you scoring at home, if you can hear me, I'm at least 3 for 3, maybe 4 for 4. I'm 4 for 4 with queens. I've got 3 of those 4 queens that are definitely laying. So we'll see how this box is doing. I know they were bringing pollen in, and their demeanor is decent. At least if I wave over top of them, they're not freaking out. So. Pull the outside frame. And that's good. There's pollen and some nectar, but mostly pollen on this frame. So that's definitely what we want to raise our young. Next frame in looks like a foundation frame that they've been drawing out. Yep, but I don't see any eggs or anything on that one. And then we've got another foundation frame that they're drawing out, and don't see anything in that one. And, oh yeah, nice. At least on that side. Yeah, both sides. I got very nice cap brood frames here. So let's take a peek. They're capping that right now. This one is probably about 80 to 90% capped right there. See that? Pattern's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And we'll give one more frame a check here. Ooh, and I see my queen. Oh, she's a monster. And she's laid this whole side up. And they're starting to cap this, but take a look at her. Yeah, she's big. Where'd she go? If she's that big, she should be here, right? Oh, Brad, there she is, right here at the bottom. Take a look at her. See her? She's big. Big old queenie. Nice. All right. So she's hanging out down at the bottom there, which is not good. Now she's back up on the frame. All right, so one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check her in, because I got 2 brood frames up here. I'm gonna check her in one frame in between those 2 brood frames. So always make sure you take care of your queen when you button them back up. I'll take this frame. that right there. Put our food frame back in there. And button this one up. So that is 1, 2, 3, so 5 colonies we've checked, and 5 have queens. 4 of the 5 are laying. So right now, what's my batting average? Do the math. What's my batting average? 4 for 5. That's 800. 80% victory so far. Good job, girls. I owe all my success to the bees. I'm just a keeper. So, you gotta appreciate the work that they do for you. All right, so there we go. We're gonna move on. Let's see, we have just one more over here, and we'll take a peek over there and get you going. Hold on a second. All right, here's colony number 6. This is a split from one of the colonies over there that we had already checked. Now this one I just added a box to because I think I had already confirmed that she was laying. But just for sakes of doing this the right way, we will double check. By the way, always good practice to make sure your queen's not on your top cover or inner cover or whatever. Never a bad idea. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. So they're drawing comb, which is good. Over here. Just starting to draw some comb right here. And this was only about 4 frames of bees when I made the split, so you think about it, they probably haven't had any young hatch yet. But their demeanor is decent. Okay. And I got cat brood here. Look how calm the bees are on that brood right now. Just check that out. That is so awesome. Look at them. They're just not moving at all hardly. They're just so calm. The only time I've ever seen bees like that calm before is right before a swarm. So I'm not worried about these guys swarming though. I gotta tell you. So there's cat brood. Now there's some, it's a little spotty. I'm not going to judge too harshly right now. The reason why I'm not going to is because this is a freshly drawn comb, and when they're freshly drawing comb, the queen will lay where the cell is big enough for her, and if it's not big enough for the egg, she won't lay in it. And so it'll be a little spotty initially, so I don't worry about it too much at that point. Even though it's a little spotty, it wasn't horrible, like horrific. Alright, so this frame has some nectar. Of course, I was feeding them, so no eggs over here. All right, we're gonna go down in the bottom box now. Just because I want to be a little greedy and I really want to see this queen. So far though, that is what, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th colony that is that has a queen, the 5th that is laying. All right, this is all honey. Honey frame. So we ain't gonna worry too much about that one yet. Take a peek at the next one. See what we got. So this is got a little bit of cat brood on the side. This is a foundationless frame, and this is what I hate about foundationless frame. 75% of it is stupid drone size. Thankfully though, they're putting food in it, so I can live with that, but I hate those frames for that reason. But there's eggs pretty much where all of the other cells are. I think what I'm going to end up doing, yeah, I think I'll just leave that for right now, but eventually that frame is going to get pulled to the top, second box, because this colony is going to get overwintered in two boxes. All right, so we're drawing some comb here. And we have eggs down here in the bottom. You can see they're drawing this area out. This was already drawn out at some point. And then drawn out there. And the queen is laying where she can lay. Not really in love with that frame, but here's some cat brood. This is another foundationless one, but even though this one's foundationless, this one is drawn out mostly with worker brood, worker size cell, so that's good. And I see everything I need to see through here. There's my queen. She is gorgeous. Oh, good heavens, look at this girl. Look at the coloring on this queen. Yeah, I gotta show you. Let me see if I can find her. She's right here. Look at the coloring on that. Can you see that? I mean, that coloring is just incredible. What a beautiful queen. Her sister is just Italian looking, same mother, you know, but this queen is just gorgeous. Anyway, we're gonna button these guys back up, call it a day with them. And we've seen what we wanted to see, all right? So I'm done for the night, but you can see we've checked on 6 colonies right now. I have 6 queens in 6 colonies. Now, before I say goodbye, there's an open spot right here. Okay, there's an open spot right there. That open spot was another OTS split. Okay, within 2 or 3 weeks, within 3 weeks, I took a peek up in the top and I noticed laying workers, and they were jam-packed with honey. And so I knew that there was not a queen in there. And I gave them a frame of eggs, and they started to immediately make a couple cells, but they kept laying extra. The workers kept laying in the cells. So after 3 days, there was like 4 or 5 eggs in each cell. So what I did with that colony is I shook that off. So that would have been colony number 7. And since we're being honest here today, see, looking in my eyes, I'm being honest. This is going to be 6 out of 7. Okay, so I did have one fail. Something must have happened where the queen didn't come back from her flight. But usually they don't start with the laying workers that soon. It was weird to me that they started that fast in the laying workers. So I shook those frames out, and I gave them frames to other colonies that could use the help. Cool. All right, I'm gonna button this one back up. I've got at least 2 more to go through. 2 or 3 more colonies to go through. It's getting late tonight, so I'll do it tomorrow. I'll video it, we'll put that together. Tomorrow, maybe make this 2 or 3 videos, I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching me.